We've set you a brief. We want one dish from you, a dish inspired by a personal or family favourite. You need technical ability, that's for sure, but the best food in the world has emotion. 90 minutes. Off you go. Alex, I like to think of as a country-style cook. But what she is absolutely brilliant at is pastry.
We marvelled not just at the process, but also at the flavour.
I chose this dish because it's based on where I grew up. My grandmother in Portugal, we used to have quite a lot of prawns and shellfish wrapped in really fine crepes and then covered in a bechamel sauce. It's based on that dish. So I'm making a prawn and crab lasagna, which is like a prawn mousse. And then I'm doing little pastéis de gambas, which are little deep-fried prawns in a bechamel sauce and then breadcrumbed.
Fabulous. Fabulous. Who's tried this dish?
Mum. Poor Mum. She gets to try everything.
And what did Mum say?
She loved it, actually. She loved it. She thought it was quite authentic because it's traditional, but it's got a new twist on it.
A classic Portuguese croquette should be crispy on the outside and creamy on the inside, but still taste the prawns. This lasagna is really interesting. We've got 3 layers of pasta and this mousse made from prawns and crab. I hope it's not too dense. It's an intriguing combination. If she gets it right, it could be absolutely delicious.
6 minutes left. Just 6 minutes. Come on.
That's custard, which is now lumpy. And
yeah, it's curdled, isn't it? What are you going to do? You got 6 minutes.
Start again.
Pie's done. It's got famone on top of it, which is what I wanted.
Come on, Elliot, quick, quick, quick. Last minute custard.
One last thing. Not good enough, I'm going home.
That's it. Stop. Stop.
It's done.
Oh, beautiful.
In memory of her Portuguese grandmother, charity director Alex created a crab and prawn mousse lasagna, prawn croquettes, and a vegetable fricassee, served with a tomato beurre blanc.
That's a very pretty and elegant dish, Alex. Well done. Your mousse is sweet, natural sweetness of that shellfish. There's a hint of chili in there as well. But that beurre blanc, a butter sauce, makes everything really rich. It's delicious.
That's the sort of food we're looking for. That's really fantastic. The croquettes are crispy on the outside. They're soft in the middle, rich with bechamel. Beurre blanc is a revelation. I am really blown away. It's great. Good job.
That was so amazing. That was so amazing. I can't believe it. So chuffed.
The 3 remaining contestants have an hour and 20 minutes to produce a 3-course meal that they've designed themselves. The standards expected at this stage are at a much higher level. Dad of 2, Chris, is aiming to showcase a broad repertoire with his 3-course menu.
Chris, you are obviously extremely busy because the amount of ingredients you got here.
I really wanted to make you something that I love eating. We're starting off with dolmades, which is stuffed vine leaves. I've added peppers and some mince to them, which is the way that I grew up sort of having them. The main course is duck served on crushed peas with a celeriac puree, and then a raspberry and strawberry stack. I'm representing Cyprus, so I've got to pull it off.
You're representing Cyprus with a duck and peas.
But I think the freshness that runs through the whole menu means I can get away with a change in cultural approach.
What do you think it is we're looking for in you?
I think you want a bit more confidence from me, which I tell you, I'm definitely getting a lot more. You know, why shouldn't it be me that goes all the way?
Chris is starting to have confidence in his own abilities. He's got to prove to us he wasn't just a one-hit wonder.
Chris is drawing on his Cypriot roots with a starter of dolmades stuffed with pork and olives on a Greek salad.
I like the flavours a lot. Those flavours of cypress, there's cinnamon. It just feels to me it needs something else.
Another 5 minutes and there would have been a tzatziki on that plate, and it makes all the difference to that dish.
It's light and it's refreshing and it's very juicy. It needs to then go on to a creaminess. The tzatziki would have been perfect.
Will Chris achieve perfection with his main course, roast duck breast on minted peas with Madeira sauce and celeriac puree?
Lovely flavour of that beautifully cooked piece of duck. Then a huge amount of mint comes in. But then you get this amazing, rich sauce. Mate, I love that.
Thank you.
It is just bursting full of flavour. That sauce is just beautiful. That is hugely, hugely impressive.
Finally, Matthew has cooked lamb loin and confit rib. A courgette flour filled with goat's cheese, mint and lemon. Courgette with confit lemon. And courgette and basil puree. Served with pomme boulangère and a lamb sauce.
I've seen this presentation from you before and I love it. It's so confident.
The lamb is lovely and pink. For me, there's just a touch too much fat left on it, but it is delicious. Your sauce looks a bit strange, but you've whisked the fat through it, so it's given it this pale colour, but it is very rich, actually, when you eat it. Loving it with this courgette, with a bit of the lemon confit. So a little bit of sharpness coming through. So delicious.
That may be the strongest basil flavour I've ever had in that green puree. You've got lovely, salty cheese inside that courgette flour with a finish of lemon. You've got beautiful rosemary flavour on that rib. I really, really like it.
The boulangère potato, this, for me, is perfection. The lamb stock and the thyme running through it, the little sweetness of the onion, perfectly cooked. That is sensational. Lamb is well cooked. Yep, I think we could say that the fat, the rendering, could be rendered down a touch more. But what is really fascinating is the lemon running with the courgette, the freshness of it and the sweetness of it that works beautifully well with the dish. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Enough?
Jennifer scraped through the invention test and struggled in the pro kitchen. She now needs a perfect round to stand a chance of winning.
All right, tell us what your dishes are.
Carpaccio with grabiche and rapeseed oil, and then smoked haddock fish cakes with 3 types of pea.
What would you say to someone who unkindly suggested that with skill was far too simple for a MasterChef quarter-finalist?
Well, maybe, but I wanted to keep it simple and keep flavours that go well together.
Are they going to make you our quarter-finalist?
I hope so.
I quite like the idea of it. But every aspect of those 2 very simple dishes has to be absolutely perfect.
You have only 1 minute. That's it, guys. Time's up.
Jennifer's made smoked haddock fish cake with 3 types of pea.
Let's bring in your fish cakes. Yeah, it feels creamy in your mouth, yet it's still strong with fish. And the sweetness of pea As a counterbalance, yeah, that's really nice, Jennifer.
Thanks.
Well-cooked sweet peas. I love the zing of that mayonnaise sitting with that fish. So it now becomes quite creamy, and that's where the sauce is coming from. And if you're talking about feeding kids, and kids will eat that, then, you know, you've won a huge battle.
Dave's main course, beef fillet cooked in bone marrow. Bone marrow, that beautiful, sweet fat, and a snail and a crispy onion.
There's real gutsiness to it, and it's kind of balancing with a bit of elegance with the pom puree and the parsley puree.
Dave, couple of minutes left. How's the beef looking?
Perfect, chef.
This is just such a delicious array of ingredients. If Dave screws it up, I'm going to hate him. So that's your sauce with the snails in, yeah?
Oui, chef.
It's just your herbs and you're good to go?
Oui, chef.
All right.
My second course is fillet of beef cooked in bone marrow, garlic pom puree, crispy onions, parsley puree, spinach, pancetta, bone marrow, snail sauce. Hope you enjoy your meal. Thank you.
Cheers, Dave. Nice one, mate.
It was a mission, but it's probably one of the best things I've done in my career cooking for them, as long as they don't hammer me.
On looks alone, Dave's knocked it out of the park again. The beef, for me, is cooked beautifully, it's rested really well. Your knife goes through it like a knife through butter.
That marrow, it's so sweet and succulent. And the snails, they're not easy to cook. They're not chewy.
The pom puree is lovely and silky. There's the surprise of those crispy onions. Everything on here is an absolute joy.
This is one of the reasons why we like to do what we do. The beef is beautifully cooked. The snails are nice and earthy, got a lovely bite to them.
The mashed potato is beautiful. It's creamy and buttery, how it should be. And I really like the textures of the crispy onions on here as well. This is a chef who knows what he's doing.